1 hour is definitely far too long. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will. I'm a D&D sex icon. We're back today for another episode of Call of Cthulhu Masks of Nyarlathotep, and we are headed under the sea today. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. So let's get around the cast and the crew, remind ourselves of who we are and who we're playing. Lindy, how are you doing today?
I am doing pretty spiffy, and an hour isn't long enough. Let me just tell you that. But yeah, I'm going to be playing Catherine Jordan today. You know, she had a bit of a week, a bit of a time last week. She may have had a heart attack, almost died from cocaine overdose. But, you know, she's been clean now for like a couple weeks. She's doing good. She's doing better, except for the fact that the ship might sink. But, you know, we're going to go check out the Bruce. He'll help us out. Maybe.
God bless Bruce. Tom, how you doing today?
I'm shattered. I'm so tired. So tired. But excited to play. So I do apologize if I fall asleep midstream. Just shout and I'll wake up. Lucian, so Lucian saved Catherine from a heart attack, you know, nursed her back to health. And now is with Catherine running straight to Bruce, you know? And hopefully, he knows how to swim. Because we're in trouble if he doesn't.
That's a whole thing. Fantastic. Well, Pruitt, how you doing today?
I'm doing okay. Just trying to work out a little technical issue here, but that's fine. This is going to be interesting, considering Tennessee and I are looking up at the ship our friends are on, apparently getting dragged down to the icy depths. Anyway, there's that. So, you know, one problem at a time. So we'll see how this goes. But, you know, playing Koskov Romanovich, everyone's favorite Russian weapons dealer, and cocaine connoisseur, which he's gone on hiatus a little bit. Anyway, his secret stash is out. So anyway, let's get to it. Fantastic.
And Don, how you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm happy to be back playing Tennessee Gray. He was once a humanitarian, a Hollywood stuntman, a wannabe archaeologist, and currently he's losing his goddamn mind. He's becoming less and less of himself. However, because of Plan C and people's use and abuse of cocaine, I still think he's doing better than most of the characters in the group at the moment. But we'll see. We're going down, so it's probably not going to get better for him.
It goes down to the ship. Oh boy, part of the ship, part of the crew. That's myself. I'll be the keeper for tonight, in charge of giving these guys a thoroughly bad time. I'll go through the sponsor list before we get started today, and I'll also do a quick recap in a moment of what happened last time. So this week we are sponsored, a special sponsor, new sponsor by After Collapse, which is a new D20 based post-apocalyptic RPG in which you play survivors hunted by a machine menace. There is all sorts of dangerous stuff in this game, which I've been reading through this week. There's, let's see, what have I got? Oh yes, hostile technology, covetous human warlords, clashing pocket empires, and other hazards in the unexplored reaches of the old civilization. You can head over to their website, which is shadowfusionbooks.com to begin your adventure in the apocalypse. So if you're looking for a post-apocalyptic RPG, check it out and keep an eye on the channel because we may be showing off some of that game in the near future as well. Our regular sponsors include fantasygrounds.com, our virtual tabletop of choice, where you can play Call of Cthulhu, After Collapse, any tabletop game that you want on their virtual tabletop. You can download on Steam for free, the demo version there, or on the website fantasygrounds.com. When on GameStore.co.uk is a go-to destination for tabletop war games, board games, and more, up to 20% off the retail value. And of course, our sponsors, Tabletop Loot, are always here to give you guys incredible dice when we hit 20 retweets on this tweet. So go retweet if you haven't yet, and get yourself some beautiful, sexy dice. As per usual, you can interact with today's game by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. And as we get closer and closer to our finale, they may very well need some assistance, or if you're feeling evil, throw some monsters for me to get involved with. So that will be fun. Other than that, though, let's do a quick recap of what happened last week on the show, as they are traveling to Australia. Or are they? On RMS Moldavia. this previously sunken World War One ship, which is now risen from the grave, supposedly. And they had a look around the ship. There was the Plan C was executed, a whole lot of drugs. Catherine then had a heart attack. The doctor and Bruce maybe helped. It's tough to say whether or not Bruce is incredibly helpful, but he's helpful in his own ways. He brings something else to the crew, I think. While Tennessee and Koskov went to investigate the lower bowels of the ship. They've been on the ship for, I don't know, several weeks, 3 or 4 weeks at this point, and hadn't yet investigated around, so they took a look below decks and were horrified when they found these strange machines of dull green metal that had some kind of interactive panels on them that you could place your hand onto and seem to manipulate. They did the only sensible thing and destroyed them, tried to set it on fire. When they heard Dr. Patrick Strausler's voice on the sort of radio speaker, and they clambered through into another room with a lot of machines, in which Dr. Patrick Strausler admitted to Koskov that he had been using his sister Stasha to help create Tennessee Gray's car, and had slowly but surely been sort of carving her apart inch by inch. And so the two of them decided to go to town on these machines and blow up the room. And as that happened, almost at the exact same time, back aboard the ship on the top deck, Catherine and Lucia met with Captain Al-Shakti, who mentioned that there was a big storm coming, and as downstairs Tennessee and Koskov smashed on the boards, it seems like the strange eldritch green storm overtook the ship, at which point Catherine and Lucian noticed that the other members of the ship's crew, in the green illumination of the lightning, seemed to look almost identical to Captain Shakti, who seemed to be able to appear at will anywhere around the ship, in a suddenly suspiciously fast manner. And as that horrific realization set in, Koskov and Tennessee found themselves watching as a great big black tentacle of inky darkness pulled the ship down into the bowels of the ocean. And that's what we're going to pick up today. So things have taken, let's say, a turn for the worse for the investigators, as you know, they're being dragged down by a giant tentacle into the depths of despair. Or maybe that's just how you get to Australia. I don't know. I've never been, but that could be part of the process. Customs control, something like that. Also, Catherine
being down under. So.
Down under for a reason, yeah. Catherine and Lucian are headed to find Bruce to see if Bruce is one of the Borg, and to see if he's been assimilated or not. So let's begin. Koskov and Tennessee, the two of you see this tentacle dragging the ship down into darkness, and everything around you turns black, as all the lights aboard the ship seem to go off. You can feel the two of you next to one another still. You can hear one another's breathing and panting as the darkness surrounds you, and you can no longer see out any further. But all of the lights seem to have gone off, and all sound around you, aside from the two of you, appears to have disappeared. The last you remember, you were in some kind of glass hallway, in which you could see out all around you at the bottom of the ship, which definitely seemed odd to you at best. Both of you can roll me sanity checks as having seen what you just witnessed there.
I would like to use a nat 20.
Let's roll those dice. Let's play. Is it nat 1 or is it a nat 20? Spin the wheel.
Okay, I feel you should have the game show host music when you say that. You know, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That's number one.
But still, 50% is better than 33.
Certainly.
So I'm just going to roll a d6. Odd is 1, even is 2.
Hey,
I can't remember.
There you go. That's a nat 20. Yeah, that's a nat 20.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet.
So, Koskov, you managed to resist the creeping madness, as does Tennessee Gray. Two of you will only lose, let's roll the 4 points of sanity for watching this creature drag you down into the depths, and seemingly it is as though it still has a grasp on the glass panels which you are surrounded by, and it feels as though the ship is still moving. What will the two of you do?
Okay, that's just outside of the temporary sanity for me. Yeah, Koskov, you just see his fist light up on fire as he's lighting a cigarette, like, with it. And then he, like, just holds his fist up like a torch. Just so we can have some kind of light in here.
Yeah.
Well,
So you...
what was that, Will?
No, go ahead. I was just going to say that you can see, you can see Tennessee at this point now.
Okay. Well, Tennessee. What is saying, gone from bad to worse situation.
I would say it's worse. Hey, that glass window. Do you think that's enough light to look through it? Do you think we're really underwater?
It certainly looks way. You want to go look again?
Yeah. If we're underwater, then everyone who's up above deck. Catherine and Doc. Let's find out.
Yes, let us. Should not think things before we know. It will wear at your spirit. Let's go find it.
Okay. The two of you set off, and we'll cut back upstairs to Catherine and Lucy, and the two of you have just ran into Bruce's room. And he's there. He's currently drinking a beer, and he seems to have battened down the hatches full of storm. Catherine, great to see you.
It's good to see you too, Bruce. And I look at him real close.
Well, there's no lightning in here. It was tough to say.
I leave the door open for a second, hope a flash illuminates behind us.
Yeah, he's in his classic pose with just one lamplight on Bruce as he's in utter darkness with a wrench in one hand and a beer in the other. And as you open the door, the storm's still outside at this point. A flash of lightning goes, and you see Bruce's face illuminated in the green light, and it looks to be still Bruce's face.
She's just gonna be like, just close the door behind her, give Lucian the nod, like, there's one person on this ship. Like, he may not be competent, but he's not the captain. Kind of look. It's quite the storm outside, wouldn't you say? Things happen often.
Can't say I've seen one quite this badly before. At least not in a long while. Don't know why it's so green either.
It's very strange. You haven't noticed anything strange about the captain during all this preparations, have you? Or the crew? You seem just a bit different.
Can't say I did. No. That all seemed pretty normal to me.
I want to psychology check that with my whole 5 in psychology. No. Yeah.
He's telling the truth. There's nothing that Bruce has done to ever he's never led you astray.
So Bruce, when the new captain arrived, did he bring a whole new crew?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brilliant. Great.
And at that point, there is this huge wrench of iron and metal being moved out of place, and the whole ship buckles under the force of something, and the whole group of you are unfooted, unseated, and thrown about as you feel the ship suddenly lurch downwards. And you can feel the ship begin to buckle with the force of water, and remarkably does not seem to spring any leaks in this room, but you can sense that something terrible has happened to the ship. Bruce says, "Fucking hell!"
Is there a porthole?
Something terrible's happened to the ship.
Yeah, there's a porthole.
I'm gonna look out.
all you see is blackness.
Yes, this does not seem... Well, it doesn't seem to be leaking, so I guess we stay here?
Oh, I'm not fucking going anywhere, mate.
Don't really know where else to go, Lucian.
You wouldn't have...
Really?
No, you're right. You're right. You wouldn't happen to have another wrench or something, would you?
Cocaine?
Got both. I've got a wrench cocaine.
No, this is not the time, Catherine.
I was just saying, if we're gonna go out this way...
Well, we're not dead yet. When it starts leaking,
if we start
consider.
to die... Alright then, alright. Hold off till it starts leaking, Bruce.
Yeah.
Something big hits the side of the ship by the porthole that you're looking through, Lucian, and you hear the screeching of warped iron as something latches itself onto the side of the ship.
That doesn't... Bruce, does that sound normal?
Bruce looks terrified as he's shooting lines.
Son of a bitch! Right, I'm gonna have a look around for a weapon, any weapon whatsoever that I could use to pick up.
I just pocket a little cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of like heavy-looking things that you could use to hit someone with.
I'll take a wrench or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll pick up something heavy too. Just be like, oh yes, let me grab this heavy thing over here. Cocaine, wrench.
Bruce.
Yeah. The three of you sort of like you're going to need to hold on to something as the ship continues.
Oh,
yeah. I'm
move.
I'll brace myself in like a...
anything.
Yeah. Absolutely. So as the creature or whatever on the outside has latched onto it, continues to pull the ship down. This continues for perhaps 10 minutes or so as a straight shot downwards continues. There are no sounds from outside, from the crew at least. There's no shouting or orders being made, that kind of thing. The ship just descends down in a almost eerie quietude. Until you feel the weight of the creature on the outside lift away, and the ship sort of rights itself back out again. And there's this horrible shudder of scorched and screeching metal as the ship begins to come down to some kind of balance, even this far deep under the water as you must be. And then it's left. You feel the ship sort of gently floating. And Bruce sort of looks up expectantly. Is that it?
What the bloody hell was that? I'm not going out there to find out.
Are we not underwater? Are we like... I mean, how far do you...
Sounds like we're underwater.
Bruce looks out the side. Yeah, I think we are, mate.
Then let's not open the door.
No, let's keep that door
We're
shut.
keeping a secret somehow.
Are we still moving, or are we just standing still?
Well, my guess is we're just floating. But how the hell are we down this far?
I don't know.
We should all be dead.
Maybe another part of
I've
the
said
ship
that a lot
flooded.
of times in my life, but, you know, I'm not dead yet.
I mean, yes, it's very true.
Well, I mean,
I'll stick with Catherine.
We should check outside, right?
No, if we are underwater and we open up a door,
No.
not that we can
Then the
even
water
open
comes
the
in
door.
here. We stay right here.
Yes, Bruce.
Right.
Have another line.
Good idea. How the hell are we gonna get out of this one?
Well, but, you know, ships have buoyancy. They're supposed to float, so maybe we'll just drift up after a while.
Yeah. Well, there seems to be still air in here. Hopefully other compartments are. And if we're
There as
floating,
well.
maybe
We'll
maybe
eventually
float
kind of
out.
just...
Yeah.
Yep, maybe.
Is there any other way out of here apart from that door?
Except
Well,
for
there's
the front door.
No. He rushes over, pulls away a mat, and there is a sealed sort of hole in the floor. He says, "This goes further down into the ship. We could probably get further down this way, right?"
All right,
and
I'm taking a beer to
see
go.
through, and there's a ladder down there. It doesn't appear like it's all underwater.
Oh. Oh, we'd have to be careful. Just because that part isn't underwater doesn't mean the rest of it. Do you happen to have a torch?
Yeah.
Or a lantern? Okay, well, let's
He goes
check it out.
He goes and gets out an old lantern. And hands it to you.
I'm gonna open up the hatch.
I need a
Can
fag.
never unsee that. I'm gonna open up the hatch and look down it if someone would hold the lantern to.
I shotgun a beer and then follow the doctor because F this.
Yeah. You open up a sort of porthole, I guess, and take a look down. And down there you can see two figures who seem to be moving slowly through the darkness, but all you can make out is the silhouettes of them.
I will listen. I will stop and listen to see
Same.
if I can
From your listen.
talking.
Yeah, you both roll listen
Come
checks.
on, listen. Where is it? Oh dear.
Oh,
dear.
that might be a success.
Oh dear. Nope.
Yeah, nope. Barely nope.
Nope. Too much
You
water.
can't make out if they are speaking. You can't make out what they're saying.
Right. Well, let's look at this two ways. If they're crew, they can't hurt us because apparently we were safe until we reach the destination, and they might know a way out of here. Alternatively, they could not be crew and hurt us. What do you think, Catherine? This is more
Well,
your...
ideally it'd be Tennessee and Koskov, but
Oh,
just throw.
yes.
There are two of them, so maybe we'll just chuck something at them if, you know.
Well, we have to go down first. Or we could
Are you
just
sure?
drop something.
That's what I'm thinking. Just drop some.
Sure. Get a beer and I just drop it down.
Just put it on a line. Just like have a beer on a line. Just...
Fishy. I'm hunting a Koskov. Come on, Fishy. He's taking the bait.
Better upgrade to vodka, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like Koskov and Tennessee also to roll me listen checks.
Sorry, it was cheap bait.
Yeah. We're dangling an alcohol bottle.
Hey.
Hey. Oh!
Oh, yeah. Wow, the two of you are both, really fucking good listeners, apparently. Who'd have thought? Such a good listener. So the two of you sort of look up and you hear sounds, and you realize there's a ladder on the side of this sort of glass panel that you've been stepping through, and at the top of it appears to be Catherine, Lucian, and your oldest friend, Bruce.
Oldest friend.
And we're lowering a bottle of alcohol down.
Okay, we'll, whatever it is, we'll catch it on this.
If it's a Koskov, he's going to take the bait for sure. If it's
Oh,
something
he's
bad,
totally
we'll just
gonna take
smack
the
it. We'll
bait.
just drop it real fast on our head and hopefully knock him out.
What?
Very good thinking.
Why are they doing that? Why are they lowering that bottle down?
I'm not sure. Let me see. And Koskov goes to the bottle as it lowers. Is it a full beer?
Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
It's a full
It's
beer.
full.
Yeah, you feel the line kind of tug.
Oh, we got a
Rip
bite!
it out of your
We
hand.
got a bite!
Hello, Koskov!
He looks up. Do you have vodka?
I'm
Bruce,
sure
do
there's
you
some
have
up here.
vodka?
Hey,
Bruce is no longer in on this level of I don't know, sanity. He's ascended.
gone.
Is what I'm trying to say. He's done so much cocaine. He's barely
ascended.
functional.
Sure, we could probably find some.
He's in Copeland. He is.
Yeah.
Bruce was a little
Koskov.
out of it. We panicked when the ship was starting to sink and did a bunch of lines.
Yeah,
Here.
you should calm down. It's
Except for Bruce. Bruce should not
No, Bruce can stay here. I think it'd be best for him to stay here.
Yes, he should do some more self-reflection.
He's probably a cultist, right?
Is Bruce a cultist?
No, he's not.
I think he's the only person on this ship who's not a cultist, potentially. By the way, everyone has the same face. They're all the captain.
I'm gonna start climbing down. As
Koskov looks at Tennessee at that, like, is she crazy?
I mean, hey, did you see is the ship submerged underwater right now?
We looked at the porthole and we saw water.
We believe so, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Which is why we're going down, not out of Bruce's door.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bruce, are you a cultist?
Bruce.
Tennessee, he is so far gone. He did not take
this
this
one.
well. He's,
All right.
Yeah, just give him some more cocaine. He'll be fine.
Oh, he's well ahead of us. I mean, it's like he's been sniffing donuts. I mean, you know, it's...
Well,
Yeah, before I go down, I want to grab a few bottles of alcohol.
But you know, American powder, you know, the white powder.
You just eat them. I mean, that is some odd... should not kink him. Sorry. Well, let's have a look around. You come down, let's see. We saw some other guys. They ran from us. We broke some stuff. It was fun.
Oh, you broke some stuff. Do you know what
Well, we'll
to
be
do?
able to break more with that wrench.
Oh, I have a there's like a weird green technology down here. It's the same thing that we saw in the asylum.
Yeah,
I saw it anyways.
Yeah, the walls.
Yeah.
Weird green lightning outside.
Yes, green
Yeah.
lightning. There's a storm, green lightning, and when the lightning flashes, it reveals the crew's true face, which happens to be the captain.
Shakti.
Every face is the same, the captain.
I
That is
told
how-
you we should have killed them all of them. Have you seen since the storm?
No, we haven't gone out because we're underwater.
Yeah, we've stayed inside.
You saw the tentacle, little da. Large tentacle wrapped around sheep. Tentacle.
We heard some strange noises.
Giant black octopus or something.
Da. Immense.
Catherine, you didn't manage to bring one of Bruce's beers down, did you?
Oh, she definitely brought any alcohol she could carry and find down the ladder.
Here,
with her.
doctor, you can finish this one. It's
Oh, thank you. He's gonna down the beer.
The asylum doctor here, the one who interviewed me. I don't know if he interviewed all of you. He's here too.
What?
yeah.
I mean,
Wait.
Fantastic.
In what way? How did he? Where is he? Did you see him?
Speaker.
He
He kind of points to one of the
Yeah.
overhead speakers. He was on speaker. We never saw him. Now, Tennessee, maybe he is not here. Perhaps
Radio.
the radio or something.
That is one strong radio.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems like
Well,
we're pretty
Doctor,
far
we're
away.
currently on the ship, floating underwater, and it is not sinking or leaking. So I'm thinking radio is pretty plausible. Or he could be here.
Or we could not be here.
Well,
We could still be
We
in
did,
the asylum.
yeah, we
Tennessee.
did discuss that one.
When was the
Oh,
last
yeah.
laudanum shot I gave Tennessee?
You had
You
laudanum?
gave me laudanum.
That a long time. Remember when we first?
A couple of weeks.
It was a couple of weeks.
It's been a couple of weeks.
How are you doing, Tennessee? How are you?
I'm feeling a little stressed out here, Doc.
Okay. Well, hold still. I'll give you one more shot.
Ooh,
He kind of wants to
Is
do that to
that-
calm him down, and
I
see what
don't
happens.
want to. I don't want to be dull. My senses. We need to stay
Don't
sharp.
worry.
We're surrounded by
Don't.
enemies right now.
don't worry, Tennessee. This will help.
Wait,
Takes that injection. Yes.
I'll take the laudanum shot.
okay.
He gives him the laudanum shot, and he pulls back, and he's kind of interested to see what happens to him. So, Tennessee, any changes? Anything you see? Any vision changes?
I don't know. Is there? Does the laudanum?
I mean,
change
everything you've been seeing has been pretty unbelievable.
Do I continue
laudanum
to
wouldn't
see it?
affect. Yeah, you continue to see everything around you that you have been seeing.
No, it's all still here, Doc.
Okay.
Oh, now he's all slow and unresponsive.
No, he'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Adrenaline will kick in. Don't worry.
We should counteract it with some cocaine.
Right.
Oh wait,
No.
Tennessee threw it overboard. Sorry.
That
I'll
was
lean
for
over to
your own
Costco and I'll
good.
say, I got some more
Just
from the doctor's
little,
office.
Little bit of a withdrawal. I apologize for losing my cool. Wait, you said you have more?
Wait, Catherine, did you say you have more?
Then one reason to continue exploring this ship and find out what's going on.
He's gonna look at Koskov and then Catherine. Right. Okay. Fine.
All right. So we're all on the same page here. If we see any of the crew members, we're gonna kill them. We're gonna kill all
no,
of them.
I would very much like to talk to them. They might be our only ticket
They're all
out of
Captain
here.
Shakti, so basically
Yes.
they all know the same stuff, probably.
Yeah, so that
So
might
all of
be.
them
They
except
may
for
know
one of
what's
them.
going on.
Yeah, there we go. I'm alright with that. Still think they want us to kill them, but, at this point I don't really care. very much.
Yeah, I don't like that idea. Yeah, I think they want us to kill them.
They gotta die.
Well, they will if this.
Yes, but Tennessee, their blood spilling will be the fuel to start this engine. So, do you still want to kill them? I mean, I do, but I don't. It is
Conflicted.
one place. I do not like
No.
it. I'm conflicted.
I don't
Typically
know if
never
their blood is-
conflicted about murdering people, but here I actually feel slightly convicted.
The amount of
It's bad.
sacrifice for that engine isn't one ship's worth of people. It's a massive number of people. And these men on this ship, Captain Shakti or whoever they are, they all deserve to die. And they're all gonna die. I'm
But could we
done.
please
I'm
talk
for weeks. No. Well, yeah, we can keep one of them.
But I mean,
For
I
a
would,
while.
I would
Okay,
very
Bruce.
much like to know. Well, Bruce isn't one of them.
We don't know
That's
that.
exactly what the cultists would want you to think. Do you not think so?
Well, it
He
is
at least
odd
doesn't
that-
have the same
cover.
face as Captain Shakti and like everyone else.
Well, okay, there is that.
About this point, a series of lights flicker on overhead, with a chung 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 further down the hallway, illuminating it as they go. At the end of which you see a circular blast door, which looks like it could be part of a ship, although the rest of this the hallway appears to be made entirely of glass throughout. You can't see, from which you cannot see. And just above the door, there is a similar radio speaker with which you've been speaking with Dr. Patrick Strausler before. Although it's currently not active, as you're about 100 feet away.
Bloody heck, that's a long corridor.
Big boat.
Yeah, Koskov shakes his hand and puts it out once the lights come back on. Well, perhaps we should check. No?
I
he
suppose that's
starts
the only
heading
way
towards that.
forward.
Yeah, he starts heading towards that portal.
And we should be on the lookout for any kind of guns or weapons.
I've got a wrench.
I've got a
I have
wrench.
Shiv.
Oh,
I've got a lot of shivs. And a
Ah.
do?
wrench. I've been making this whole time we've been on the boat. I've also got strings or strangling. So
Yeah,
If that
well,
octopus
it's-
thing comes back, we might need a harpoon gun or something.
that would be awesome.
I really
Yeah,
don't
see, we need a
see-
big one.
Oh,
I hope we don't see that octopus. I really don't. All right, let's head to this door. It seems to be the only way we can go.
Are you bringing Bruce with you?
No, I'm leaving Bruce where he is.
No, yeah, I think he should just stay in his med bay.
I think
Yeah.
we'd be
Okay.
safe
I'll
there.
put a bottle of beer in his hand, make sure he's all comfortable as he's coked out of his mind, and then leave him there.
Yeah, he's not really capable of walking much.
Let him die how he
Not in a
lives.
straight direction.
Drunk
Yeah.
and out of his mind.
So you head over towards the porthole door, and the speaker sort of clatters on after a moment, after a little bit of feedback dies down. Good, you're all here then. It took a little longer than expected, but, navigation in such places is not always the easiest thing, especially for a creature of that size, but here we all are.
Da.
Where is here exactly?
You are about to enter into the unknown, my friend, into the great city. Once lost, but now found, you will be some of the first mortal eyes to ever look upon its great halls.
I didn't know Sydney was called that.
You're not in Australia, Dr. Ernest, although I suspect you might have thought of that one yourself when the creature dragged you down beneath the ocean.
Well, sense of humor and all.
Who are you?
I'm afraid I do not understand your humor. I am Dr. Patrick Straussler. We have met before. I think you'll remember it.
So, this great city, why have you brought us here?
Well, that will become clear, Dr. Ernest. The time is close, so the final part of our work yet has to be done. So, there's not much time for sitting around and chatting, I'm afraid. Be careful while you're in the city. It has a way of creeping up on you.
What is the name of this city that you say is lost and now is found?
Many just refer to it as the Great City. Its true name would be unpronounceable to one such as us.
So you feel self-conscious you cannot pronounce. Cool. Gotcha.
Is that again an attempt at humor? I'm afraid they are all lost upon me.
Dr. Strauss, you are not human, are you?
Well, I suppose you've got me. No, I'm not entirely human anymore, Mr. Romanovich.
Where's Lucy?
Neither is your sister, for that matter.
You say her name. I see what you're trying to do.
While humor evades me, taunts and jabs do not. Now, I think it's time for you all to have a little look around the great city. Perhaps you will find some of my works while you are here as well. Enjoy! As the speaker crackles off, the massive door begins to peel itself open before you. And you see a series of stone steps which lead down from the door and into a large sandy stone cavern, which looks like it leads off 200 feet into another series of corridors. Again, it's clear that you're underground, although there is no water here.
Okay.
I don't like this.
No.
I'm with Catherine on these.
Okay. I have an idea.
Oh, this should be good. Come on.
Whatever is through this, whatever this city is, it is going to be something that we have never seen before. It is possibly going to completely destroy everything that we have seen of reality.
What are you saying, Doctor?
I strongly suggest that we take something to assist us to prepare for it.
So,
Are you
Doctor,
suggesting we take drugs before we go into the city?
Yes.
Could you repeat this in my same
one
ear?
more.
Because what you said is sounding crazy as shit.
Look,
I like
look,
it, but it is crazy.
look.
Very unlike you. Go on.
I have certain. Once we have gone into the city and we find something where I'm sure you have all experienced it before, we can lock up, we can sweat, we can panic, we can do all sorts of things. Maybe for you, Koskov and Catherine, you don't panic or anything, but there must be moments in time where you have locked up or a moment of hesitation, yes?
I hesitated once, and then I got married 3 hours later.
Okay,
Yes.
well that was a good hesitation, but
I
what I'm
understand the
suggesting-
concept, Doctor.
yeah, what
yeah,
I'm
I've
suggesting
seen it
that
in practice, just not personally experienced.
that if I give you this drug, whatever's on the other side may not be as impactful. You may be able to process it better, maybe more open to the ideas of what's before you.
Well, Doctor, you drive hard bargain, but you have convinced me. I will take
Yes,
these
I'm
drugs.
sure I have. I'm not. This isn't the thing. I have used it myself, particularly in that moment in the office, and it did.
Oh,
help
yeah,
some-
When you
Your
murdered your
secretary.
secretary?
Yes, that moment indeed. Tennessee, you've already taken some, so you don't need some. So
We don't need to go down there. We don't need to do what they want us to do.
What else are we doing, my friend?
We're just making it all worse. Everything we've done.
So what do you suggest we do? Nothing?
We could OD right here.
We could.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That
might
would
have
fuck up
enough
their
drugs for
plans.
that.
That way we don't do what they say, they can't do their plan.
I could probably give you enough so that you'd fall asleep and die. I don't think I have enough to go around, though.
Let us just prepare our minds. See what is beyond the... Excuse me. Almost burped. See what is beyond this door.
When we go in
Koskov
there,
gets
though, we have to go in with the understanding that they want us to do something. We can't do whatever it is they want us to do. We can't.
Then we don't. Then we won't.
We have to
We are
figure
still-
out what they want us to do first, though.
Hmm.
And we can't figure that out until we go in. Perhaps
Alright.
we should come up with code word. Once someone figures out, you say word, then we know, and then we throw it playing like heroes that we are. Huh?
Anyone suggest a word?
Marcus.
Okay. Catherine,
I was
are
gonna suggest
you okay?
pineapple,
with
but
that?
you know,
I mean,
Not that kind of word, Catherine.
it's just something that would come up in conversation potentially.
we can switch to pineapple if you wish. I could understand if you don't want to use that word.
I'm just saying, if we're going to see some really crazy stuff, it might come out of my mouth without me really thinking about
I
it.
think we should change to pineapple.
I like pineapples.
Yeah,
Pineapples are good.
they're good for you.
Just not on pizza.
Pineapple. No. So pineapple it is.
Nah.
No, in our luck,
Yeah.
there are going to be pineapple trees all over this
Everywhere.
place. Just watch. It's just
Rows
gonna be
of
everywhere.
pineapple trees.
Right.
And
So,
Koskov rolling up his sleeve.
yeah. And Lucian goes over, taps his arm, and injects him with some laudanum. And then goes over to Catherine and does the same. And then he goes over to himself and does the same. And picks up his medical bag. Right. Let us... who wants to go first?
Let us go. And Koskov, he's going to go over to the door to try to see how to open it. If there's a...
Didn't it already open?
Yeah,
Oh,
it
it-
opened on its own, so you can see
Yeah.
the chamber beyond. There's a set of stairs that run for about 300 feet down into the dark cavern.
Well, let us go then. But it's dark down there? Koskov
It
is going to light
certainly
his
is.
fist back up. He'll light his fist back up.
Can I ask you a question, Koskov?
Bah!
Every time you do that, does it hurt?
No, don't even really feel it. It is warm on my face. But
That is
no.
fascinating. I wish I had more time to examine that. Oh well. On we go.
Okay. You proceed onwards into the unknown. And as you head into the cavern, you see electric lights hung sparsely but regularly, which flicker on and illuminate the steps that you're walking down after the first 50 feet or so. At the bottom of the stairs, there appears to be an electrical generator, and you also see several, about 50-gallon petrol drums that argue that the way across the outside maybe could be shut off. Could be found a use for those. You're not sure if they're full at this point, but it seems to be they must have gotten these petrol drums here somewhere, or somehow. You see a winch mechanism further along, which looks like it may have been used to assist in lowering these heavy drums from somewhere above. The first impression you get down here is one of coolness. The earth at this depth maintains a constant temperature of 14 degrees Celsius or 57 degrees Fahrenheit. There is a silence and stillness beyond life and death. No tomb has ever existed for so long as these passages have, nor had such treasures in it. Beyond, you see great halls and thick dust, and a gleam of increasingly tiny light bulbs leading off into unfathomable eternal darkness. As a byproduct, the cavern seems to have attracted a multitude of bats. The lower stairs drip with their excrement. The stench of ammonia is nauseating and overpowering. As you reach the bottom of the stairs, you see that against one of the barrels, there is, in black paint, written the term, 1, 2, buckle my shoe, and attached to it there appears to be a note, which I will share with you now. And who picks up the note to read it? Then you never know what's on the note.
You know
Tennessee will
what,
pick it up.
Oh, okay. Are you sure you want to pick it up?
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, no.
Your brain could melt out of your ears.
Well, let's find out. All right. So he'll pick it up and he'll kind of start quietly reading it to the others, turning just a little bit back towards them. There was some utterly unprecedented quality about these stones. Not only was the mere number of them quite without parallel, but something in the sand-worn traces of design arrested me as I scanned them under the mingled beams of the moon and my torch. Not that any one of them differed essentially from the earlier specimens we found. It was something subtler than that. The impression did not come when I looked at one block alone, but only when I ran my eye over several almost simultaneously. Then, at last, the truth dawned upon me. The curvilinear curvilinear patterns on many of these blocks were closely related, parts of one vast decorative conception. For the first time in this aeon-shaken waste, I had come upon a mass of masonry in its old position, tumbled and fragmentary. It is true, but nonetheless exciting in a very definitive sense. Mounting at a low place, I clambered laboriously over the heap, here and there clearing away the sand with my fingers, and constantly striving to interpret varieties of size, shape, and style, and relationships of design. After a while, I could vaguely guess at the very nature of bygone structure and at the designs which had once stretched over the vast surfaces of the primal masonry. The perfect identity of the whole, with some of my dream glimpses, appalled and unnerved me. This was once a cyclopean corridor, 30 feet tall, paved with octagonal blocks and solidly vaulted overhead. There would have been rooms opening off to the right, and at the further end of those strange inclined planes.
And that's where it cuts off.
Planes.
So this guy sounds like he's a real hard-on for architecture and rocks.
Doesn't make any sense, though.
Shut up.
Who wrote this? What's this handwriting like?
Scratched, almost furious, like someone was writing it very swiftly.
Huh. Does it look old? This parchment, does it look old? Does it look like, is the ink faded?
It does. It looks very old. Yeah, the ink is faded.
What about the ink that, the 1-2 buckle my shoe?
Looks like it was painted more recently. But still old. It's harder to age, black paint, I guess.
Catherine will, can I just glance at the note that Tennessee's holding? This guy sounds like a real nerd. Love rocks.
He loved the rocks.
A lot.
This
Probably
is
an unhealthy amount.
It's very, very specific about how he feels about those rocks. But I don't think this is the... It seems like he went insane.
Lucian's going to go over to one of the barrels and kind of shake it to see if there's any fuel in there.
It appears to be empty.
Alright, what did I miss?
Nothing.
Koskov's going to look around the rest of this room and see if anything else stands out.
It looks like, so as you take a look around the large chamber, it looks like this was at one point at least some kind of archaeological dig. There are signs of it having been excavated in the walls look like they've been put to the work with like a pick. There are all sorts of like old trowels and dusty looking objects which would have been used in some kind of archaeological dig. Looks like a very long time ago now. You see there are multiple ways out of this chamber. The more you look, the more you see. There's probably about 12 different entrances and exits to this chamber, which all lead off into near identical looking tunnel passages, which look as though in the distance there are tiny little lights in the distance which come from each of them.
Ugh. Well,
Gross.
we have like a labyrinth of rooms to pick from. There's light though. Deep down there.
We should just keep moving.
I'll mark where we've been. She pulls out a little thing of lipstick. That way we can tell if we've circled back around on something.
It's good thinking.
So just kind of do a little smudge on a rock on the wall.
Okay. So you take a walk down one of these huge passages, and it does not feel like this place was made for creatures like you. You find yourself walking through great ramps inlaid with octagonal stones which connect buildings and structures of the city. The ramps are very wide. Bordering them, walls and fallen earth create corridors where there were none before. The ramps incline strangely, But of those across which the lights lead, only 2 incline drastically. Taking a look inside these huge buildings, you see heavy doors which lead to mazes of rooms. The rooms are empty of life, though strange and gigantic furniture, artifacts, and art testify to the previous inhabitants. 10-foot high and wide cylinders with elongated mobile heads, 2 arms, and elaborate floral-like feeding organs on a 4th symmetrically placed appendage. Anyone with the Cthulhu Mythos score can roll.
Oh, I think I actually have that. I do.
I do too.
Let me just double check. Oh, I do.
Nope.
You might have like 2 in it.
I have
2 in it.
5,
but
yeah.
no, even mine, no.
You're not sure exactly what these creatures are, or what they're depicting, what these symbols might be, but the distances and sizes in this place are more gigantic than anything you've ever seen before. And curvilinear symbols are carved into most of the structures. At certain points you see rubble blocking the way. Other certain paths are lined with working electric light bulbs, which look like they have been placed there, perhaps by the archaeological team, to help navigate and illuminate the way. You're not sure what happened here, but whatever did, it happened a very long time ago.
Can I... The furniture... What does it look like? Does it look like something that I could recognize? Or is it
You can recognize the
completely-
fact that it is furniture. You know, insofar as you can tell that this is most likely in the location that it's in was meant for, you know, sitting by or being on, but the angles are not made for, you know, humans. There's no way you could possibly sit on this thing. It's far too large for you to sit on as well.
Okay.
Strikes you as something of an ancient race or group. Maybe it was made for gods and no one actually lived here. It's difficult to say.
Is there anything I could determine about the reason for this room, the way that it's designed?
Yeah, roll me an archaeology.
Yes.
Finally!
Finally. Well, I'll use 3. I'll use 3 luck.
Oh, that's too good. So, so you're looking for like the purpose of the room?
Yeah. If there's any kind of reason for this room to exist beyond being some sort of memorial.
Yeah. So you take a look around with an appraising eye, and something that strikes you, perhaps particularly with your love for archaeology, is exactly how fascinating this city is. There's definitely, I think, a fascination, and if Tennessee has a permanent insanity coming along, it's probably going to be a fascination with the architecture itself, because it is so unlike anything you've seen before. The city is solidly built of massive stone. How on earth they managed to bring this dull green stone down here strikes you as almost impossible. You're not sure. Maybe they had some kind of winch system that we don't know about, but it seems like the stone is solid and incredibly heavy as well. It seems as though this was both a place to live and potentially a place for worship as well. You're not sure what society lived here, but it strikes you that the amount of symbols and iconography around, that perhaps they were religiously inclined or had some kind of society based on these sort of temples. They seem like temples to you. You do spot some of these furniture and artifacts around, but they are too large for you to hold or employ. You also notice that this place must be incredibly old, because some parts have been covered by hundreds of feet of wind and waterborne deposition, which has since turned into sandstone. Where these deposits have later subsided or fallen, have left the way open to deeper levels of this Cyclopean city.
Can I can I determine what kind of stone it is? Using natural world.
You can.
I failed.
It is nothing you have ever seen before, but your knowledge of stone is not such that you could rule out it being a stone which is on Earth. However, you've never come across a stone or heard of a stone like this before. So it could be something unique to the area, which is because you're so far underground it hasn't previously been discovered before. Perhaps it's otherworldly. You're not sure of its properties.
If this place is some sort of temple, or there's some sort of indication of an ancient society worshipping, is there any indication in their pictography of what they were worshipping?
Yeah, you could roll me a spot hidden.
Okay.
While he's doing that, Catherine's she remembered the guy's love letter to the rocks here, and is just gonna kind of try to do that corner of her eye thing and look at it like real quick, rather than just staring and focusing at one, just to see if she sees anything different. Like maybe he's crazy, maybe he's just obsessed. I don't know. Whatever.
It's a fail. I'm pretty sure that's a good fail for me.
Yeah, could well be.
Some sort of civilization was here a long time ago.
Like Atlantis?
Worshipping.
Well, they did say that Nyarlathotep was going to bring his race, right? Maybe this is where they... Lived? I don't...
Well, we should have a look around. See what we can see.
All right.
We can walk through what remains of what they built, or we can go into the deeper places. There's like paths you said that like go down away from the main paths that look like they've kind of eroded over time, right?
Yeah, there are even signs of people having gone down them with ropes attached, where clearly explorers must have gone down, and it doesn't seem like it was even that long ago necessarily that the ropes were left there.
I mean, there's ropes. The human beings use ropes.
Yes, so we're not the first people to come here. Sorry, what was the name of the expedition that went missing very early?
The Carlisle?
The Carlisle. Do you not think that Mr. Carlisle could be the one who wrote the letter?
I mean,
Carlisle.
he disappeared somewhere in Africa. Didn't he?
I thought
We were in the middle of the ocean, and now we're here.
That's very true.
Could be
Yeah,
anything.
maybe he found something and that brought him here.
I think the question we need to ask ourselves is, do we want to venture in deeper, or should we continue looking with hopes of finding more information before we do that?
All we got is time.
In that case, I think more information. Before, I would much rather have more information rather than going down.
Let's wander then.
Together, please.
Obviously. Yes, but
Thank you.
I didn't say split up and wander, I just said wander.
Okay.
What we should be on the lookout for anything that suggests power structure, a system of society.
Yes. The hierarchical paradigm. Yes.
Could I have a look at the
Leadership.
building? What is the biggest building I can see?
Okay, so you take a wander around for a little bit, and walk for maybe the best part of an hour through the city, and you're headed towards, I guess, the biggest building that you could spot is something which at first just glowed purple, and so you sort of headed towards it as what could be a landmark. And after about an hour's walk, you're close enough to be able to make it out properly. It is a purple domed building, which is approximately about 2,000 feet across, which is about a third of a mile. It's mostly intact after what could have been thousands, millions of years. It's a perfect hemisphere, entered by archways equally spaced around it. You can see that beneath the dome ceiling of the hemisphere there's a grey stone floor, in the center of which is a second, smaller hemisphere, which seems to pulsate and glow with a strong purple light. Occasionally, the light appears to move in a manner suggestive of something living.
Wait, so it's kind of like pulsating, like it's breathing?
Almost.
You're awfully quiet, Koskov. I know it's shocking.
What do you mean? It is your fault you gave me this drug.
Sorry, there are somewhat side effects.
Yes, I sometimes talk and no sound comes out. But that is very strange, this building here.
It is. I'm contemplating whether or not we should go and explore it. It does seem very striking.
All we got is time. We're here to explore, whether we want to be or not.
Ah, this is your dream, Tennessee. Is it
No,
not?
this ain't anything like what I wanted.
Well,
Let's go.
Let's carefully head in.
You head towards the pulsating purple light and the gigantic, what you assume could even be a temple. And as you get closer, just on one of the pillars is in black paint, 3, 4, shut the door, and another note.
We are going the right way.
What does this nursery rhyme mean? It's been with us since the very beginning.
Hate it. It's my least favorite. Forever.
It's all circle. It just keeps coming back around and around.
Good. Alright, let's see what this thing says. And Lucian's gonna head up and grab it and have a read. Have wound down to the lower depths. I drew out my torch and cast a brilliant beam into the opening. Below me was a chaos of tumbled masonry, sloping roughly down toward the north at an angle of about 45 degrees, and evidently the result of some bygone collapse from above. Between its surface and the ground level was a gulf of impenetrable blackness, at whose upper edge were signs of gigantic, stress-heaved vaulting. At this point, it appeared, the desert sands lay directly upon a floor of some titan structure of Earth's youth. A level floor strewn with fallen blocks, shapeless fragments of stone, and sand and detritus of every kind. On either side, perhaps 30 feet 9 meters apart, rose massive walls culminating in huge groinings. At that they were carved, I could just discern, but the nature of the carvings was beyond my perception. What held me the most was the vaulting overhead. The beam from my torch could not reach the roof, but the lower parts of the monstrous arches stood out distinctively. The rays of my torch shot feebly into the engulfing blackness, bringing phantasmal flashes of hideously familiar walls and carvings, all blighted with decay of ages. In one place, a tremendous mass of vaulting had fallen. So.
And that's where it cuts off.
This guy's really into rocks and it's weirding me out.
Well, if he was an archaeologist, that's what they're into. Isn't it? History and rocks.
I thought that was a geologist.
Well, if they're historical rocks, right?
Isn't that technically all rocks?
Historical?
Yeah. Thank you, Koskov.
I think what's most interesting about the rocks here is the fact that they couldn't have gotten here easily. I think about the pyramids in Egypt, how many slaves it took to carry those stones on a massive scale with a level of precision and technology that even to today we don't really understand. That's what this reminds me of, but on a massive scale. And the other interesting thing about this writing is that I don't think that whoever wrote it left it here for us. I think whoever wrote that left it here. He points to the nursery rhyme. It's in a different handwriting, right? It's like clearly two different handwritings.
Yeah,
whoever wrote this, they're probably just another victim.
Do you think perhaps part of whatever this person's venture here, maybe somebody who saw something, now they are throwing his notes everywhere, leaving them? I don't know. What do you think?
I think all the people who gotten too close to the truth have been systematically murdered, except for us. It's been like that ever since Peru.
Why not us?
Perhaps we are still in system.
I think they've got a use for us. That's what I think.
Can I... Tennessee, when you were reading about the machine... Oh no, you only had the blueprints, didn't you?
I did a fair amount of... Tennessee did a fair amount of research into it.
Did you happen to... did it talk about how the thing was controlled? It talked about the fuel. But did it talk about how it was controlled or anything like that? Because this, according to the notes, it was designed for one person, right? And it was, and we believe it to be a flare for the other races of Nyarlathotep and whatever. Yes, I think that's our go-in theory.
Possibly a flare or some sort of transport and goes there and brings something back. But I didn't read anything. I don't even know if the fuel source, it's a crude way to talk about human lives, but that might be the same mechanism as the control. I don't know if it has controls in the way that a automobile has controls.
You're right. Maybe I'm thinking too basic.
Thinking like a person, and I think whatever Nyarlathotep is not a person.
But they have technology though with panels and switches, huh? We have seen, we destroyed.
From what you have told us, yes.
I think so.
So perhaps we will find some greater control panel that, you know, these, you kind of look around at all this big furniture, that these beings could work. We would have to work it in conjunction if we wanted to try to drive it or fly it or whatever.
What do you think those oil drums were when we first started to come into the city?
Pardon me?
Did we actually look inside the drums? Were they oil? They could have been blood.
Perhaps.
Maybe
that's just conjecture. Very possible.
Didn't they feel empty? I thought you jiggled one around.
They did, yes. They
them,
felt.
yeah.
Well, one of them was. I stopped at that.
Yeah.
But perhaps
that someone's tried or is trying to burn this city down. If that's the case.
You wouldn't use an oil drum for that. You'd use TNT explosives. Oil drum.
Or a lot of oil drums.
there is a lot. Perhaps it is a chain reaction type of thing.
Yep. Will, did we,
Trails
when we
between
came in,
things.
we saw all those petroleum drums? Were they full drums? Like, could we tell that
They
there was
were empty.
petroleum in there? They were all empty.
They had been, Yeah, they had been empty.
But they smelled like petroleum, though.
Yeah, you could tell it was definitely petroleum.
Well,
There's a lot of
Perhaps
petroleum laying around, splashed around somewhere.
I bet it's down.
perhaps it is fuel. Perhaps we could set alight this fuel. TSC.
Is there any other like writing on the walls or anything like that as I look around?
No, but you haven't yet gone inside the temple itself. That was on the pillar
On the
outside.
I guess we go inside.
Okay. So you see that sand seems to have seeped into the dome, and sticking out the sand, you spot a gnawed-on human femur and a portion of a human skull. On one side of the glowing smaller hemisphere is a 3-foot-high stone block, which plainly has been dragged in recently from outside of the structure. Dark bloodstains mar its surface and cover the floor nearby. Ashes and charcoal mark the site of a fire that was lit on the floor. Behind the sacrificial stone is a 20-foot-high statue of Nyarlathotep. The sculpture is constructed of tree branches, human bones, nailed and tied together, wrapped in cloth and daubed with paint and blood. Flanking it are lesser statues of other creatures, which you don't recognize, but they have horrific visages. Some are frog-like, some are fish-like, all gargantuan and amorphous in nature. And of course, watching this causes you all to roll a sanity check.
Do we get anything for the laudanum? Do we get any bonus for the laudanum, or?
I don't know if the laudanum does anything for that. Let's look it up.
Sure
If not, why did we do it?
Well,
Well,
I mean,
Why do
I'm
you
not
need reasons for
complaining. It's a little rough on the role play. You have to pretend that you are fucked up.
Pretend. It's a hard success.
oh gosh,
oh
Tennessee!
god, yeah. What am I doing? Right. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'm
god!
I'm gonna use a nat 20 there.
Okay, we'll give you a plus 20 for the laudanum, the amount that you've taken.
Oh
at this
my
point.
god! Doesn't do anything.
Oh, plus 20?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna-
can have to use a 20 if you don't
That's
want.
an extreme.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll
Thank
then.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and roll. Never mind, I shouldn't have done that.
Club.
It's
Extreme.
probably the laudanum.
Okay, so who failed?
Yo.
Okay. So if you succeed, you don't lose any. If you fail, you lose 1.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god.
It's not too bad.
I'm gonna fail. I'm glad it's that one.
The statues seem to be looking at you. As they have eyes, they don't seem to move, but you can sense that you are being watched by a gathering of creatures far beyond your imagining and power. Most of all, you feel a burning sense of power and gaze coming from the statue of Nyarlathotep, which is center place, head of the throng, clearly depicted as an emperor of the other creatures. You can all roll me occult checks, by the way.
Cold. I think my cold is rubbish.
I have a 5. Sure.
Could I roll anthropology to determine the social?
I'm
Yeah.
gonna use 2 luck.
Can I make it?
Hey, sweet.
No.
So it's clear that that's Nyarlathotep, depicted as the sort of the black emperor god at the head of the throng. Koskov and Catherine, while you don't know the names of these creatures before you walked into this room, looking at them for long enough, the words seem to form themselves into your mouths and burn themselves into your brains. You see a statue of Cthulhu, Azathoth, Yog-Sothoth, Kafuga, and Shub-Nugurath, and they are all bowing in obedience to Nyarlathotep.
Yes. It's interesting. This is who this is, and this is Cthulhu.
But that's job nigger off.
How do you know who? What?
Koskov, you just
What do
said
you
words.
mean?
Yeah, I just means
We both. I know, he knows.
Ah,
That's Cthulhu.
Are they the ones who created this temple, this city?
Oh, I don't
I-
think so. They're just
don't
bowing
know.
to him. Like, oh, hey,
Yes.
Mr.
they are. Believe there are
So-and-so.
other greater beings, but
Probably.
what we are seeing, he is the greatest.
Oh, so these are his other races that he's calling for.
Ah,
Oh. They look
You sense a
rather-
Like, oh,
great
come on.
well of power from each of them. So you are being
Come on and
called
worship
towards them.
me. Oh dear, that's bad.
Tennessee's gonna go towards the statue of Nyarlathotep. You said it's made out of branches and bones.
Yes.
He'll stride towards the statue and try to smash it with his wrench.
While he's doing that, you said there was a femur that had chew marks on it.
Just
you
the
know?
nod.
Yeah,
It's
hold
near a
on.
3-foot
Can I
rock. I'm not getting close to
determine
that.
through my medical experience if these are animalistic or humanoid while he's doing that?
I've seen a lot of human chewed bones.
You could roll me like a medicine check.
Okay.
Natural world.
Not sure.
I've got. I do have biology. If you'd think that's better.
No, probably not.
No medicine.
Medicine's
That's
a
good.
bit-
Just medicine's higher for me.
Yeah.
That is
Hey.
a success.
Human.
Shit. Oh dear.
Certainly human. Tennessee Gray, as you hit the statue, roll me an extreme power roll.
Oh, here he goes.
Ooh.
Pop goes the weasel.
Extreme power roll. What do I? So I have to. It's a 13% chance.
Could use an
Nat
20.
20.
I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Let's get rid of that. We don't need that.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I kind of.
You smack the statue, and part of it sort of, branches sort of smash away, and you see part of it sort of be cracked by the wrench, whatever you're using. The other statues move to look at Tennessee Gray, and they swivel on a point and begin to stare at him.
Oh, I
The
think we should
statue
leave.
of Nyarlathotep isn't completely destroyed. You have managed to damage it.
Lucian's basically picked up the femur. Oh, hey, they've been shooting. Tennessee, step away from the statue, please.
He's not a god.
I don't care.
Wants
Step
to-
away. Please step away from the statue.
I don't care what
kinda
he is.
like
All the
look-
other statues turned to stare at you. That's messed up.
Yes, it did cause inanimate objects to move. So,
It could be a trap.
well, it's most certain we're already in trap, Doctor. We are pissed, please.
Do they seem to be? Do they seem to be alive? If I were to
No.
look at them,
They don't move, they don't breathe, but they do stare with strange fish-like eyes towards you. Their faces are leering and hideous like a gargoyle's.
do you think that? Do I think that after taking the first swing, if I swung again, do I think that I could bring this thing down?
Sure.
Topple the statue.
I back up.
I'm gonna,
Oh yeah, I'm back in.
he's
backing up.
like wiping sweat from his face, closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, opens his eyes, and says, "There's right and wrong, and we're here to do right." And he smashes the statue.
Extreme power roll again.
All right.
I believe.
Chat, incoming regret. I already had it. I had
Oh,
it. No.
push
okay.
it, push it. Go for the crit.
I don't think
you could
can I
push
push an extreme?
Can you? No, you can't because there's no step of difficulty higher than extreme.
No, I just made that up.
it's off try. Tennessee, roll me a d20.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is. Oh god. Think low. Think low thoughts.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Okay.
That's a D20 of friendship, right? How much?
Plus 19 friends added to your inventory. Okay, you watch as Tennessee Gray destroys the statue and falls down into the earth with it, and then he is gone. As though he fell through the earth. As the statue crumbles down, he falls with it. Both he and the statue have disappeared. As if swallowed up by the ground.
What? There's a giant gaping hole now, yeah?
The ground actually seals itself back up. So it's as though it eats him and closes the mouth. The statue's fallen through with it. The other statues remain in the same place that they were.
Tennessee!
What? We told him not to hit it. We told him it was a trap. Obviously it was.
Yes, but we have to try to find him.
Okay.
You have a shovel? I don't have a shovel.
No. Okay, so let's just take a moment and try and catch our games. So, the layout of the room. There are
Why don't you
statues.
just turn
Did you
around
say there was?
It's femur, Doctor.
Sorry. Yes, the femur. Sorry, human teeth marks. Whoever was here, the person who is here is probably eaten who was with them. So be careful of that.
Good to know.
Koskov grabs the femur and goes over to the dirt and starts digging at the dirt with the femur.
Was there a big giant stone slab somewhere? Did you say that? There was a giant...
Yes, it looks like it's a sacrificial stone about 3 foot wide with blood marks on it. And it looked like there was a fire lit underneath it.
Underneath
So presumably someone was burned alive.
Cook him. And then they ate him. At least they ate it cooked.
And it's dried blood?
Yes.
Is there any other door in this place?
There are plenty of doors out. I mean, it's like 2,000 feet, long. So there are plenty of other corridors that you could explore in this temple. This seems like it was the main chamber that you've entered into.
There is one place I know how to get back down, where the ropes were back.
Mm-hmm.
That goes down. Now it doesn't go down here, but we won't have to dig through
Like
solid
loop around?
stone. Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, Koskov, after a layer of sand, you hit that same dull green stone with a clang.
We must find him. They will torture him mentally, physically.
Unless he's dead.
I mean, he could have
He
just
is
died
not
from
dead.
fall.
He is not
Okay.
dead.
Alright, well then let's go look for him.
Did Tennessee's wrench go with him?
Yeah. He was holding onto it, I imagine.
Damn it.
Okay. So it's about an hour walk back to the way you saw the ropes leading down into the darkness before. The group of you head over. And you can find yourselves by the ropes. They look strong enough to hold them. And it's down into a pit of utter darkness.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. We still have the lantern, right? We still have the lantern that Bruce
Yes.
gave us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could drop the lantern and see how far it goes, or we could just climb
Or
into
we could
dark.
just try lighting something on fire and then dropping it.
Very good idea.
That way we don't
any-
lose our torch.
Have we got any cloth or wood around? Is there anything like
We'll
that?
just rip off a piece of her skirt.
Yeah. Koskov, he has that bone still, and just wrap something around it.
Good idea.
Mhm.
Are we still near those barrels?
You'd have to go back to the entrance. Yeah, that's another 20-minute walk. You could go to them if you wanted. But...
never mind. But yeah, he'll just use his fist, light the bone torch on fire, give it a toss off.
Okay. Climb checks.
Do we see how far it goes down?
Yeah, how far does it go?
Yeah, so it goes down quite a way, and then you see the light disappear. And then you hear a baby human's scream.
Wait.
I am not.
No, I don't think we should go down there.
No.
I'm really having second thoughts about this.
Nope. I know Tennessee's down there, but nope.
Maybe they turned him into a baby, either, or he cries like I don't know. I've never heard him cry.
There must be another way down that doesn't have screaming babies at the bottom.
But yeah.
Wait, what do you want us to
kids,
do?
but not like that.
I want us to explore more. I want us to find a safer way down.
Well, Doctor, we are an ancient city created by insane god who just sucked our friend down sand. I am not sure how much safer we will find. Just say. Our options are pretty limited. If I'm being honest.
Yes. I mean, I'm willing to give it a go to find another entrance, to find another staircase or hole or whatever.
Okay, but I make deal. If we do find some other way, we take it.
Unless it's worse than this way. Unless it's worse than this way, okay? We find one more hole.
Well, there's either sucked through sand by God statue, there is death baby in hole, or, I mean, I'm just saying, again, options limited.
That's true. Okay, let's have a look around for about an hour. If we can't find anything, we head back here and go down, yes?
Just wandered around for an hour. We didn't see anything else down. I'm not going down first. Not it.
Fuck it.
And Koskov, he climbs on the rope and starts climbing down.
That man needs more vodka.
Yeah, we all need more vodka, Doctor.
These people need Jesus. So you begin to head down. How long do you wait before you follow Koskov? If you do need to follow Koskov.
I don't want him out of eye shot, but I don't go immediately behind him.
Yeah, I'll follow shortly after Catherine goes, so I'm going to be a lot closer to Catherine than she is to Koskov.
Yeah.
Nat 20 climb.
Yeah, climb
before you even ask, Nat 20, because I'm rubbish at climb.
I have a 50-50 shot at it, but I don't think I want to play this game after I gambled last week and had a heart attack, so I'm a nat 20 too.
I mean, if you fall, you might squish the baby down there, so positives there.
I might, but I'd probably... We saw the torch disappear. That's a long drop. I'm not...
That's a long drop!
I ain't playing here.
Yeah, Koskov, he's going to nat 20 the climb also, because I have a chick climb.
Hello.
I have 50% climb, but I don't want to play this game with the pit of nothing at the bottom.
So it's just Catherine left with nat 20s after this. This is very good news. Okay. You wind your way down the rope, and as you get further down, you hear nauseating, and you smelled mind-numbing smells, terrible moans, cries, and growls. The same child's screech again. You see nothing but ripples and vague movements from the bottom of the hole. And as the unseen cries and atmosphere provoke a sanity check from the group of you.
bollocks. Do we still get the 20 plus 20 because of the laudanum?
You do.
Oh, I
Thank you.
believe.
Oh, good.
Oh, come on! This is bullcrap.
I failed.
Even with the plus 20.
Yes!
Woo!
Didn't
Costco
even need the
remembered.
launch.
Succeeds. 5 sanity lost for Catherine and Lucian. Koskov, you don't lose any for succeeding this one.
Going down.
Cool.
What is that noise? I do not like it.
I don't like it at all.
The
But I never wanted
stench
children.
gets worse. Yeah,
Not
as
like
you
that.
as you continue down, eventually you feel small hands gripping at your skin and body as you descend, as though they are coming out of the cavern entrance from the side of the cavern, pouring at you 1,000 tiny hands, which actually strangely seem to assist in your descent downwards, helping your weight be taken by these tiny childlike hands. As you reach the bottom, the sounds and stench are at their worst, but you see a small light in the distance, which seems to be of the same electric bulbs, and you see a tunnel ahead, which looks like the only way forwards now.
Okay, once we get to the bottom, Koskov is going to light his hand back up and try to get these... Make sure that there's nothing touching him.
When you light it up, you can see nothing. When the lights are off, you feel the hands come back.
Turn the light back on. Turn the light back on. Leave it on. Turn it on. On.
It
Leave
is
the light
on. It is on.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank
Good.
you.
Good. Keep it. Oh. Fuck that.
am- Doctor, I do not like your ideas. They are gross.
This is the worst idea you've ever had. I thought snitching on us to the police was bad. I think this is
Mm-hmm.
on par or worse. Yeah.
Yes.
This is a
I
terrible
do
idea.
not like.
Mm-mm.
I wanted to look at a different way down. You were the ones who decided to come first. Koskov.
We
Can't
didn't
blame
see
this
any other
on
way
me.
down. We already looked.
It's a big city. I'm sure we could have found it. Anyway, we're here now. We may as well continue.
Well, here we are again with ideas. All right. And Koskov walks through the cavern.
Yeah, you head through the tunnel. You walk for maybe another hour, perhaps 2, until you experience a sense of unease accompanied by a foul stench. First, something up ahead. It looks as though it could be another one of the plazas that you've been in before, but less well lit than the others. But as you approach, you see that is only a huge stone ring atop a gigantic organism, impressing the center of it into a very slight dome. The rest of the creature's body must be somewhere under the city. It is impossible to tell its vast extent. You see throbbing veins and flaccid swellings as this inert creature breathes, like the machine which still whirs deep down in the darkness. Of course, you must all roll a sanity check as you witness this.
Yeah, of course. Now
Well, I'm
maybe.
climbing back up the weird baby rope. Boy.
Let's spend some nat ones for Koskov and Lucian. We got to get through them.
Okay, fine. Why not? I already
Got to get
failed.
through them, don't we?
I may as well use this nat one.
Hey,
the hell?
success.
Damn it, chap! Giving
probably-
us all these nat ones.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
It
oh.
is for your success, Catherine. It's 1 point. For everyone else,
Okay.
for the 2 of you, it's 8 lost.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
The sheer
yeah.
enormity. You permanent?
Yeah, I'm cuckoo. I'm cuckoo now.
Yeah. The sheer enormity of this creature strikes you as an impossibility. The purpose of it as well, you have no clue whatsoever. It doesn't react to you, but whatever mythical being this is, it seems to not even notice you as you step into this room. You can see ahead, but yeah, beyond it, you see a door, a man-made stone door, which looks similar to the ones that you've seen aboard the ship, like the same blast porthole door that you came out of before. You would have to clamber over this gigantic creature in order to get any closer to it.
Fucking hell. I should have a temporary insanity at least. I think I might be on permanent.
We both do get that 5 lost.
Yeah. But,
both of you do. Both of you find yourselves reaching into your. Catherine finds herself reaching into her pack to get the cocaine. Lucian finds himself going into taking more laudanum.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I have a permanent insanity now.
Koskov's permanent insanity. I don't know. What do you think would work well for Koskov here? It doesn't necessarily have to be related to this creature. It could be something that would fit his general insanity that he's been going towards.
Well, I mean, for him, it's been a thing of he's never really been one to be fearful of anything in this world, and so kind of reaching these depths and dealing with these beasts that are so far beyond comprehension. I'm not sure exactly how he would snap. He might act. I don't want to say that out loud. But it would enact. I would think it would enact his fight or flight. And I'm not exactly sure which one it would kick on into hyperdrive.
I'll send you a message.
Cool.
Okay, so the group of you take in this, this horrific sight. How do you proceed?
Well, I take the laudanum.
I snort some cocaine.
Whoa, hey!
For a moment, Lucian's just going to stand there and just take in this enormity of this thing. He's kind of like dumbstruck, just looking at it.
Yeah, I think we all just stare at it for a second, just like laudanum.
This is really amazing.
Yeah. Something. It's something I never thought I'd ever see, and I don't think I ever want to again.
What is even the purpose of us then? Are we like gnats to them? Bugs crawling on ground?
Probably even less than that. Wait. So, we can surmise we're inside this creature, yes? Like inside
It's difficult to tell if you're actually inside of it. You're certainly looking at it, but it's so gargantuan in nature that you could very well be in a part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my biology to see if I find anything that possibly resembles anything that I know, like maybe a tumor, maybe a blood vessel, something like that. Okay. I guess that'll be biology, yeah?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, give me a break. Can I just roll fucking less than 50? No.
Welcome to my world, comrade.
I can't afford to spend 9 luck. I really can't. No.
You would still have 5.
No. Okay, so there's Sorry, go ahead, Koskov.
Well, there is door over there. We just need to climb. Keep climbing.
And he's kind of like, you saw he was tense, and now he's just like, it's almost like he's accepted, whatever. And he's like,
yeah, there is door. Let's go. We are just bugs crawling on the skin.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, there's only so much the human mind can take before it begins to stop rejecting what it sees and simply accepts its
Catherine will
fate.
follow Koskov.
I'm assuming I would have figured that out at net. This is so out of character for Koskov that would I, with my medical knowledge...
I mean, how much are you tracking everyone else's emotional state right now? That's the question.
Yeah, all right, good point. I'm probably not at all. I'm probably too focused on myself and trying to keep myself from just going loopy. Yeah, I wouldn't even know it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point everyone's pretty wrapped up in either themselves or at least the events that they're seeing. It's a lot to try and keep in. So you get to the door after you climb over this gargantuan creature, and there is a little speaker just above it. And we're going to cut over to Tennessee Gray.
Ooh.
Tennessee. You fell through the floor moments ago, and in so doing, you lost 19 points of sanity and 19 from your total power score.
Cool.
Not only that,
That leaves
but
me
you have
with 8 sanity.
8 points of sanity
I
left.
think that qualifies as a permanent insanity.
Yep. Feel free to manifest that as you see fit at this point. Not only that, but you find yourself in one of 7 large cubicle cages made of that same dark, dirty, scaled metal that seem to have been carefully welded together. There is a lock on it, though in your current state you can barely focus on anything to truly make it out. In other cages around this darkly lit room, you see the figures of other prisoners. You can barely make them out, but you can hear them moaning. A few moments later, a sharp light turns on in the room, and you hear a scuttling figure of Dr. Patrick Strausler entering into the room in his lab coat. Takes a look around. Calm down. Shut up. There. That's better. No need to talk anymore, or I'll take your tongue and then stitch it back on. He scuttles over towards you. Ah, what have we found here? Mr. Gray. I did not expect to find you here in one of my little traps. Now you are one of my birds, it would seem. Oh dear, look at you. You must have attacked the statue. Oh dear, oh dear. How are you holding up, Mr. Gray?
Just fuel. We're just the fuel down here.
Oh, very well put, Mr. Gray. I couldn't have put it better myself if I tried. Well, this must mean the rest of your friends are close. It is good. The time is growing closer. Let us leave this horrible little cage and get you out where you can see something better, no? Come, bring him out. You see 2 dumb-looking orderlies pulling you out of the cell. And you already feel woozy and strange, and as they lift you up, your head swims, and the focus goes once again. You look down for the first time and see that you're again in a straitjacket. You don't remember it being placed on you. They lead you out away from the light and the other prisoners, up into a room which looks as though it is a medical station. In one corner of the room, you remember it suddenly, the amphitheater, the medical theater in which Stasha is. In the center of the room, her body is still being worked on by several different doctors. Outside of that area, you can just about make out the murmurings of other people who are watching, although your vision is at best, diluted. from whatever drugs they may have given you at this point. The doctor sits you down on a chair and your hands are strapped in. He takes a look at you and gets out a piece of paper and a clipboard and a pen, a fountain pen. Ah, Mr. Gray, it is time for your evaluation. I entreat you to answer these questions as best as you can and honestly as possible. Is there anything I can get you before we begin?
The truth.
I'm afraid I'm not allowed to answer any patient's questions, Mr. Gray. Now, let us begin. What would you describe your state of mind as right now, Mr. Gray?
Confused. Where are my friends at?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not allowed to answer questions from the patients, Mr. Gray. Please, tell me more. What confuses you about this place?
I thought I was in a city. An old city. Not back here. I was on a ship. Ghost ship sank and I was in a city. I don't know what the nursery rhyme means. I don't understand what's happening.
It is all rather a lot to take in, I'm sure, Mr. Gray. Fear not, after this evaluation has been completed, a lot will be illuminated to you, I think. So, the rest of your companions, how are they doing now? Since you were freed from this place?
Confused.
Yeah.
Afraid. I think they're all afraid.
As one would be in the situation that you have found yourselves in. It's quite scary, I'm sure. There are some that wish to end this work. I believe you and Dr. Ernest are perhaps the most fervent proponents for this line, are you not? You wish to destroy the machine, the creature, above all else, yes?
Gotta stop it. Gotta stop you. Yes.
Yes. Good, 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 good. And Mr. Romanovich and...
He's going to kill you.
He's going to kill me. Yes, yes. He knows what I have done, yes. Well, I cannot take all of the responsibility, Mr. Gray. You have done this too, yes. You helped me. Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't choose this. Never hurt that girl.
I'm not sure you fully understand, Mr. Gray, but that is okay. Every time the car was destroyed, we took another part from her. You remember, yes? The legs, the arms, organs next, just to repair your vehicle. It's what you wanted, remember? It's okay, your mind is addled at the moment, I think. It's okay to be confused, Mr. Gray. Your confusion will be gone soon, I hope. Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell me, Mr. Gray, before your evaluation has been completed?
You're gonna lose.
How?
I don't know. But I think maybe you lost before, again and again. And cycle continues. Nursery rhyme continues. But you're still gonna lose.
Very good, Mr. Gray. Very good. Then you do, in a way, understand the nature of the words. An ancient verse of the great race translated in the form of a children's rhyme down to us. But the importance of it cannot be overlooked. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. Most importantly of all, though, 9, 10, begin again. The work is never done, except for when you can stop the cycle, yes, when you lay them straight, and then the work is done. Well, that's in part what we're trying to do here today. Finally, lay them all straight, and then it is done. Digress. I'm sure you are waiting for your companions to burst through the door and free you any moment. We will let them shortly. Mr. Gray, what a long journey it has been. I have something for you. I think you'll find it of interest. And he hands you a piece of paper, which is a piece of the note. And let's see here. There you go.
Are Tennessee's hands still bound?
They are. He's holding it up so you can read it.
Can I read it?
Yeah.
His eyes kind of come into focus so that he can read it. That I had to clamber over a mighty mound of stones, reaching almost to the ragged, grotesquely stalactited roof. On every hand, the great hieroglyphed metal shelf doors loomed monstrously, yet in some place others sprung open, and still others bent and buckled under bygone geological stresses, not quite strong enough to shatter the Titan masonry. Here and there, a dust-covered heap below a gaping empty shelf seemed to indicate where cases had been shaken down by earth tremors. On occasional pillars were great symbols or letters proclaiming classes and subclasses of volumes of it. Why are you showing me this?
Do the words not seem familiar to you at all?
Part of the writings we found in the city.
Yes, you did find them again. You see, Mr. Gray, while you were in this place, you are also in another, as you recalled. The mirrors have the way of sending you to different places and then back again to us. While your body remains here, you are elsewhere at the same very time. These writings we recovered from you on your first visit down to the city. It was some time ago now. But the writings nonetheless that you wrote were very educational, I suppose. I thought that it might remind you of something to see them again. But seemingly the mirrors have worked their magic on you.
Does it strike any kind of memory in him at all?
There are what I would describe as echoes of memories of, through the sort of drug-addled haze, you remember the time you spent in the sanatorium. You're never entirely certain how long it was. And the medical examination through to meeting with Inspector Barrington, and then there are glimpses of memories lost, which you remember the caverns, the fascination with the architecture, the stone, pounding on the stone to see what it was, discovering the purple dome. It feels like you have been there before now, though you have no idea why.
Tennessee's sort of trapped in just a maze of memories that don't quite add up. Parts of his life that he didn't remember, questions about whether the other parts of his life were real or a dream or something else. And as he starts to remember just fragments of the previous time he was down in the city, he starts to try to fight against his restraints and says, "Let me out. You let me out. Let me go. Just let me go."
Hush now, Mr. Gray. I'm sure it's very confusing. You have already encountered the creature. You realize that it has the power over your memories and minds. You can rationalize this. It does not need to break you, although you are close to breaking. You remember you met with a creature before. It told you that you wouldn't remember the conversations. You know that your friends have had similar encounters. We have the technology to extract memories from your brain, hide them away from you, so you don't remember them.
I don't understand why go through all, why do this to me? Why are you doing this to me?
Mr. Gray, because you are a genius. As are the rest of your friends, Mr. Romanovich, the Doctor, Catherine, even Marcus. You're all some of the hardest to kill people that we've ever encountered. And please take it as a mark of respect that we realized some time ago that killing you is not the way forward. Instead, harnessing you in our own way. The creature plays itself off against itself. As I'm sure you're aware of at this point, it needed a challenge. But the real challenge was not killing you, it was using you in a creative way. You know, I thought you would have had it before when you found the blueprints. After all, you did help us write them. Oh, you don't even remember the idea for the fuel. The sheer genius of it, Mr. Gray.
No, that's not.
That was your idea.
It's not my idea. Does he remember that idea?
It's something. There's that falling feeling in your stomach when you know something horrendous to be true, or that feeling that you get when you know something bad is about to happen or has just happened. The pit of your stomach falls out. Don't you remember?
Never sacrifice people for the goddamn machine. I'd never do that.
I mean, I've been rather trigger happy, as they say, Mr. Gray. And the rest of your friends have been all too willing to assist you in this. Although the Doctor is much more troublesome. But, you know, such things require balance. The creature wears many masks, after all. So, Mr. Gray, all of this to say is that there is no point trying to stop what you've already set into motion. You've already helped us excavate the great city. You've already helped the prince. You've already set this plan into motion. You've sacrificed many. Why turn back now when our goal is so near? After all, there is no point in stopping this great machine at this point. Why not allow it to go forth? There is no need to fight anymore. The fight is over. Can't you see that?
I see. Yeah.
Good. Good. Then let us hope the rest of your friends can see the same as well. Because once their purpose has been completed, there may no longer be any use for them.
No. What has to happen?
They will find their way here. We will take them, and we will show them the light. And when they see it, well, everything will be as it should. The plan, the final part of the plan will be set into motion, and the great rocket will launch. And you will all be upon it, as ambassadors for us. You who can speak to the creature. It is a great honor. I have to say I am very jealous.
If we do it, if we go, will you make all the hurting stop?
All of it, Mr. Gray. All of the pain will finally be gone. All the suffering and misery, the bloodshed, the torture, the drugs, the drugs, it will all be gone.
We'll all be together?
Yes. At last.
What about Marcus?
He is already on the ship, waiting.
All right. Just tell me what I gotta do.
I think it is best that you speak to your friends. They may not understand coming from me the things we have had needed to have done in order to make the plan come into work. They may strike out. I think they will understand you. Convince them that the fight was over long ago, the first time they gazed into the mirror. They will understand, I'm sure.
What do you need them to do?
They will enter onto the ship. It is easier if they go willingly.
All right. I'll do it.
Good. Good. Send him out to them. And so, Catherine, Lucien, and Koskov, as you enter into the that porthole away from the giant creature that you were just with before, you enter into a dark corridor of the same dark green steel that this whole city seems to be made from. Lights shudder on, and at the end of the hallway, you see Tennessee Gray. He's now sat down in a wheelchair, seemingly because he can't stand much longer. He still has his attire. He's been taken out of the straitjacket so he can move his hands. And there is a look of dread shock on his face.
Tennessee?
Oh, hello, Catherine.
What happened to you? You fell down at the hole with the statue and you destroyed it, and then we took us a while to get here, but what happened to you?
Are we still in the city?
Underneath it?
Yes,
Or like-
underneath it, we think. Inside a, well, near a creature, I think.
Yep. Little freaky thing.
Can't
Baby
remember.
hands. Coming out of the walls.
Dunsborough, Nyarlathotep, they're the same.
Yes,
Figured.
yes.
Took my
Yeah.
memories. I can't remember what happened.
Well, you decided to hit,
Destroy
A
statue of Nyarlathotep.
and you fell through the ground.
It ate you.
Yes. You don't remember that?
No. I found another one of those letters.
Oh. So going on
What
about
about
rocks
rocks?
still.
And talked a lot about rocks. Yeah.
Mm.
I think the ship, the machine is down here.
Good. We can destroy. No.
We can yes, we can
Fuck it
stop
up.
it. Yep.
Yeah. The letter, we gotta find it. Go inside. I don't know what it looks like, but I think it's down here.
We will. I'm sure we will find it. Do you remember what happened to you after you fell? Nothing at all.
You're in a wheelchair now, which strikes
Yes,
me
but-
as a bit odd for down
Who
here.
gave you the wheelchair?
I don't know. Is there, if I look behind me, is there a door behind me?
There's a corridor behind you. You don't actually remember how you got here. From
I
point A
think
to
I-
point B. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my memories got taken from me again.
Ugh.
Oh,
So Dunsborough's down here.
perhaps yes. Or maybe the fall caused him concussion and he lost memory.
Well, that's possible.
Well,
The
I don't
wheelchair.
feel hurt.
But the wheelchair does indicate
it is-
Dunsborough, yes.
I don't think I need the wheelchair. If he tries to push up, can he stand up?
Yeah, you can, although you're wobbly on your feet.
He does kind of like hold himself on the wheelchair for a few moments. We gotta go.
If you need it, we can push you. Just
Yes, I mean, we're not saying
No
leave the
promise you won't
wheelchair.
guilt.
We're just curious as to how you...
No, I don't. I can walk. I'm not gonna be in a wheelchair.
okay.
All right, Tennessee. Well, let me help you. Please,
We'll go
please
take
take
part of
my
this machine.
shoulder.
All right. And he does. He'll reach up and grab Koskov's shoulder to kind of steady himself. But he was crippled once, so like lost the use of his legs for a full year, and like the idea of being back in a wheelchair for him is no bueno.
Yeah. Okay. So you head further down through the corridor. It opens up into a room which is empty of people, but filled with machines, which look to be running from electric. Each machine is consisting of a large metal helmet atop a chair, so it looks like you could fit your head onto the helmet, and sparks of electricity run from the helmet to the end of wires, which are on small triangular pads which look like they are placed on the head of the victim, touching particular areas of the scalp. There's a door onwards which leads into a further room that at this point you can't see. But clearly these devices look like they have some kind of purpose.
So is this the first machine we destroy, or...?
We can just hit him as we go.
I think. Does this look like? I'm trying to remember. Is this basically look like electroshock therapy, like an asylum?
It does, yeah.
Oh,
Although, you might not have seen this. Obviously, this is alien tech as well that you're
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah. Okay.
Reminiscent of. Yeah. Cool. You still have that wrench, Tennessee.
Does he still have the wrench?
No.
They probably took that from him. No, I must have dropped it.
It happens. It's okay, I still have some things.
I don't think we should smash it.
Why not?
Bad things will happen.
Bad things are already happening.
Think we'll get sucked through a floor again?
Maybe, I don't know. And I think we can just keep going.
Well, we can smash it and then keep going. I mean, we're here to stop this machine. The more we break, the more for us. The better for us, yes? That you know. I mean, and this is me talking about breaking things. Me.
I am shocked myself.
I don't think we should do
The
it.
devices certainly look like they're powered up and on.
Oh.
Maybe we can
Is there a
use it.
lever? Use it.
Use the tail.
Yeah, there are levers around on the triangular paths.
Just flip a couple things. Just see if they turn off.
Yeah, if they turn off, that's great, because maybe it won't harm us if we destroy it. I'm worried about that.
What kind of role, like to determine how you could even interact with this object? What would that require?
I take an idea roll or mech repair. Yeah.
Oh, see if I have any ideas.
Well,
Barely, yeah. Success.
You could hit that and maybe that.
Yeah, I mean, you've already broken these things before, and they're electric. So I mean, or at least they seem like they're electric. So breaking them, you know where to break them. It seems like the levers also are like turn the devices on and off. So if you just wanted to power them down or power them up, you could easily do that. You also notice that you kind of look up at the ceiling because the wires actually run up to the ceiling. You look up there for the first time, and instead of it being this dark green metal, it actually looks slightly reflective, as though it were a dark mirror above this room.
Like one-way glass.
Possibly.
Is there something small? How high is the ceiling?
Like 40 feet up.
Oh, bloody hell. Have we got something small like a stone?
Yeah, you can grab something and chuck it up there.
How good are you at throwing, Koskov?
Well, it's no Molotov cocktail, but I think I can make do.
I mean, you can hit the ceiling.
Here you go. See if you can smash the ceiling. Well, obviously us away from it so we don't get shards of glass all over us, but I'm curious.
Yes,
no, wait a
smash.
second.
And he throws the rock.
The rock disappears and is as though it was eaten by the mirror, and it sort of like ripples for a moment.
Note to self: let's not touch the ceiling.
Maybe that is where you fell through, Tennessee.
Well, yes.
Yeah, you probably just fell up. Maybe you fell right into a wheelchair.
The note that I found, it talked about how the only way to interact with the great machine, you have to be inside of it. I don't think that we can destroy it.
Oh, so you don't think we're
from the
inside yet?
outside.
All right.
Right.
I guess we shouldn't waste our time.
I mean, I'll let the idea roll run over. Is that a way to get inside that mirror is probably by putting on one of these helmets and charging it.
It's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna go to the end of the room.
To get inside the mirrors, to put on one of the helmets.
Yep.
And how many helmets are there total?
5.
Oh, that's convenient. I am not putting on a helmet.
One is already on. The other 4 look like they're off.
Go into one of the ones that are off. Can Tennessee try to turn it on?
Yeah, you kind of like switch the lever, and it, you see the electric sort of like spark across the helmet.
I think we gotta sit down and put these on.
I'm looking for any other way out of here.
I'm sorry. You want us to sit down and put these things on that shoot electricity right through? Are you trying to kill us, Tennessee?
A chair?
I'm not trying to kill you, Doctor. You don't. None of this makes sense because none of it's human. You gotta stop thinking like a human.
And Doctor, you cannot preclude the possibility that we are already dead.
That is a possibility that's been flying through my mind since we first started this.
I think I'd know if I was dead.
But until we're absolutely sure we are dead, I would prefer not to put us in things that would probably kill us. I say we stick with the plan and destroy this machinery and move on. I know,
And he sits down and he tries to put the helmet on.
Well,
and he says, "I'll show you." He tries.
Yeah, it fits on. Tennessee's eyes roll backwards in his head.
Oh no.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
I turn it off.
He does not awaken.
Ha!
I'm gonna look at his pupils, and is he like comatose?
Yes.
Ooh, I turn it back on then, because that could be like keeping him alive. So I turn it straight back on.
He continues in this sort of stasis of his eyes roll back, and
I don't like this. Nope.
I'm not a doctor, but that doesn't look good.
I don't want that to happen to us.
Is he alive?
yes.
Are there any other doors out of this room? At all? Always.
There is a door. It's another one of the sort of blast porthole doors. Yeah, you haven't checked it out yet.
I'll go over and look at it.
It's got a strange sign on the door, which you recognize from having seen several times before.
You can't get out of this room, the door's fucking locked sign?
Unless you drive a car through it, it's gonna be painful.
Alright. Hey guys, I found the stupid thing on the door. You gotta drive a car through it.
What?
Do we have a car? Do you have a
We
car?
don't have a...
I don't have a car. I'm just saying it's gonna hurt if you don't drive a car through it. But that's what I found. So
seems
it's put on a comatose helmet. We got 3 options. Comatose helmet, end up like that. Drive a car through this door.
Which we don't
Or
have.
I'll just overdose ourselves and die.
No, we've got a 4th. I say we still destroy the machinery.
Okay, that's a
That is
but
what
then
we're
do we do
here
after
for.
that? What do we do after that?
Something
3
will
ways
happen.
out of here.
Something will happen. We go back the way we came.
Something will happen.
It's always happened before, magically.
Something always happens.
Yes.
It's not necessarily good.
I'm leaving to
No,
us.
but I did. You two are seriously considering putting these on?
Well,
After
you
you've
know.
seen what it did with Tennessee.
Well, he seems.
He's not
he
dead.
seems alive.
Yes, if you call that alive. I have seen people
Well,
that are in vegetative
he's
state.
technically breathing and he's got a heartbeat. So technically, yes. If someone
Right.
ordered to hit on that, I'd have to murder it because it's still breathing. So yes, it's alive.
You're right. Technically, it is alive. But if you call that alive, then... You know. That's just a pile of meat with pumping blood.
I mean, technically we're all that anyways.
We are, but
Doctor.
at least we have consciousness, personality. We have...
How do you know
that-
he does not steal?
He's just real tired.
What if he is sitting somewhere waiting on us to get there, and we are here debating?
Maybe he's just
Just
watching us
saying.
through the weird puddle ceiling.
But he's right there.
And he looks up. Hey, Tennessee,
So what-
can you see us?
Drop that rock back through if you can.
That's true. Yes, drop the rock back through if he can hear us, see us, and give a signal, and then we'll know he's there.
There is no response from the other side.
I'm sorry. I still believe that we destroyed the machine.
Maybe he can't find the first rock, and I'll just...
Okay, this is what. Okay, you don't want to destroy your things. Fine, I'm going to destroy mine, and he's going to get the wrench.
Oh, you've picked one for yourself, have you, Doctor?
Oh, I had a wrench from. Oh yeah, I just picked anyone.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if you
claimed ownership on one of them. All right. So Doc has the broken one.
Yeah, and he's just.
You can roll me a hard strength roll.
Oh dear. This might take a while. Oh yes, nothing.
Yeah, so Doc triumphantly decides to try and break something, but in so doing sprains his wrist.
Yeah, Koskov is like standing at the next machine, looking at him, just kind of tutting at him, just like.
Do you never work out? I mean, what did you do in the asylum?
You do know that working out is good for health, right?
Cardio.
It's very good.
I do cardio.
It doesn't look like you do. You should have a little more muscle mass than that.
Well, I'm sorry,
Push up,
but
keep it up.
you know.
I'm going for definition.
Yeah.
You got to bulk up before you cut.
I don't want to bulk, I want tone.
I've never needed to bulk up before.
Everyone needs to bulk up a little bit.
This is obvious, Doctor.
Obviously.
Yes. Would you mind destroying my machine for me, or Catherine?
You said something's gonna happen. I don't want to touch your machine.
Well, last time somebody destroyed something, we saw what happened, Doctor.
They went right through the floor and they wound up in a wheelchair without the wrench. No, thank you.
I think it's just a piece of machine. That's all I think it is. It's a piece of machine.
And
The thing that Tennessee was a statue. That had more. You could sense something from that. I sense something from that.
Yeah, no, I sense electricity coming from these things.
Not this one. This one's off.
Yes, well, I have prepared mine. It is turned on. Let us see.
Oh, all right. If you're walking up there, you better drop a fucking rock through there. Just throw it back.
Do not worry.
Flip us off.
I will send sign. Do not worry. Do not worry.
Okay.
I am just bowing before the waves of inevitability that are coming for us all. The entropy of the universe, one would say, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
As he's like slipping his helmet on.
But Koskov, remember, apparently we're here to do this. Remember what they said, that we're just playing a part. Why don't we deviate from that path?
Koskov is suddenly unconscious.
He's gone.
I will light the way. Do not worry.
Catherine, you've got to see the insanity of what's doing this.
I've seen a lot of insanity today, Doctor.
Indeed. So let us go back to just destroy
3 months.
the machine. That is it.
I don't think this is the machine. It doesn't look like a bloody rocket.
How do you know? Have you ever seen a rocket before?
We've seen the blueprints, and this doesn't match up.
So what? You're just going to plug yourself into some random machine on a
No, I'm going to look for a car to drive through that bloody door.
I'll join you. If you're looking for the car to drive through the thing. I'll join you.
Looking for a car, and if Koskov hasn't given us some kind of bloody sign by then, it'll, I don't know, overdose. We'll figure it out.
I really don't want to put that thing on. This is a bad idea.
To summarize, you spend 20 minutes looking for a car, and there is no sign.
I build a car.
I mean, I don't think we have the parts. There's no wheels on these machines. We could take the wheelchair.
It's true. We could take the wheelchair and ram it through the door. Hopefully it'll be enough.
Oh, there's a bunch of explosives when you need them. Stupid plan B. Right.
This is actually one of the moments where I would be for plan B. Absolutely, 100%.
Why are you down with all the plans of destruction, murder, and just mayhem? No! How did it take you this long to get here?
Because we're in a place that we should be destroying and killing everyone in here.
We've been in that place
in the middle of the street in London.
Same thing.
Please never visit the United Kingdom again, please.
I
mind
was,
you,
I
I
was
don't think I
born
will
there,
be
and
anyway.
I'm technically. And then she remembers what Koskov said about not telling Ushin in case they made it back, because it'd be really funny to see him get arrested. And she's like, check! Never mind. You'll find out later.
I doubt it. I doubt I'm getting out of this.
If you do, it'll be very funny.
For who?
Now about these chairs.
Are you... Okay.
We've rolled up, going through that door. You can't break your machine. I'm not breaking machines because I don't want to fall through a floor. So we've crossed off 2 of the 4 options. We've got overdose and sitting
You can
down.
totally break my machine. I'm not suggesting you break your machine. I'm suggesting you break my machine.
But you saw what happened when Tennessee broke something here. I'm not breaking anything. That's stupid. You can try, give it a shot. Here, I'll give you the wheelchair. Maybe you can get some momentum with it.
I don't think a wheelchair is going to help.
Maybe it's been better than your wrench. Just throw it on there. You should really work out more.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I'll give you one more chance to break it. Just give it one more
Body
go.
shaming, Catherine. Body shaming. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Not. I'm sorry. Just really not.
Yes, I know.
Still grieving. Everyone's not as good looking. Alright. I'll watch you see if you can break your machine. Alright, did you come up with a 5th idea? That's not going to work.
No,
right.
I was just thinking 5. No, that's all.
Alright.
There's no panels, there's just seats with helmets, yeah?
And a lever, yeah.
Try to break
And there
yours.
is a door out of
down.
here. It has a sign on it that you know is incredibly painful to try and get through.
Uh-huh.
In what way is it painful? Does it just say it's painful?
No, we've
I think Catherine's tried it before and it burned her hand off.
Yeah,
Oh.
burnt real bad.
Oh.
Burnt real bad. Severe damage. Ouch. Much ouch. And I didn't get through. Either. It just hurt a lot, and I didn't get anywhere. So that's why she hasn't gone through the door, because she knows it's not going to work.
It's been about an hour at this point.
Alright.
I think I've completely exhausted all options here.
You can try breaking it one more time. I'm going to sit in my chair and wait. I'm going to wait to see if you break it, and if anything good happens out of it. Read a magazine or something. If only we had read there.
No, I'm not going to risk spraining
Okay.
my other wrist. I doubt I'll be able to smash this thing. This is quite strong, and I'm not.
You're really not.
No.
Okay. At least it's got decent lumbar support. It's not that
Absolutely. So have you sat down? Are you sitting
Yeah,
down?
I'm
You
sitting-
ready?
I've been sitting here for 5 minutes, Doctor.
Then go!
Wait
No one's
to see if
stopping
you
you.
break your machine. I just want to make sure you're not going to go crazy here like a
I pull
loony
her
bin.
lever.
All right.
Grog.
A mid-sentence, I pull the lever.
Just want to see what happens while you bumble around.
Until you pull your levers.
No, I just pull
No,
hers.
you just pull Catherine.
You pull
You pull
mine.
Catherine's
To
head.
shut her up.
Yep. Her head rolls back and her eyes roll back in her sockets. What do you do now, Doc? You're left alone. Your 3 companions are there, helpless. There is
I
a
take
door with a sign on it.
I take the wrench and bash the brains in of all 3. I'm joking.
Good.
I'm joking. Although, oh, fucking hell.
The door opens. A man steps out. He's wearing a suit and he has an umbrella, which he puts down. You recognize this as Dunsborough. Ah! Dr. Ernest.
Oh, hello.
I'm sorry I was running late. I had a previous commitment.
I think you're about an hour late.
Oh, they all
You've
went
really-
in. I thought it would take them longer than that. Ah, sorry.
Well, they
If
were
I'd got
still
here
around.
earlier, none of this would have happened.
So, why are you here? What are you here to tell me?
I was going to lead you into the next room, but it seems like your companions have jumped the gun.
What's in what's in the next room?
It's nothing good, Dr. Ernest, I'll be honest with you.
Is it better than what they've gone into?
I'm not sure. Maybe equal. Maybe a bit better. There are a lot of limbs where they just went. There are quite a few where you're going too, if you come through here with me.
Limbs?
Honestly, Dr. Ernest, I think you must have surmised at this point it does not really matter exactly where you go. After all,
No, I guess not.
you have already helped us get so far.
He's gonna walk up to him. Yes, yes. Well, I suppose if it doesn't matter which way, what I do now and what I do going through there, I suppose it doesn't matter, and I hit him with the wrench.
It passes through his skull.
The one time I wanted to actually be...
I'm sorry, Dr. Ernest. Maybe we could find something else for you to hit around here. Maybe one of the
No.
machines, you could try hitting that.
No, I've already done that. I did my wrist. And, yeah.
Well, worth a try, I suppose.
You see, now, with you here, I'm even more reluctant to go into the machine, because I'm a bit worried what you would do, you know, with our helpless bodies. You know, you...
I am an honourable man, Dr. Ernest, as you know. When have I ever lied to you?
I'm sure you
Oh,
have once or twice.
this whole time.
Yes, exactly.
This whole time I've been lying to you, Dr. Ernest, but I'm sure by now you know that you're not really here. None of us actually are. The mirrors. You remember them? We've repurposed them. Thanks to your help. Ingenious.
My help? What do you mean? I've never seen these. The only last time I saw one of these mirrors was in New York, I believe.
Yes, the first time. Dr. Ernest, perhaps I can illuminate you somewhat. If you come with me, I'll explain everything. After all, isn't that what you've wanted this whole time? To know what was going on and put an end to all the suffering and misery?
Absolutely. That's all I've ever wanted. Okay.
Well,
you've got my attention.
You're not the first person I've spoken here today, Dr. Ernest, that wants all the suffering to go away. I understand.
Well, okay then. Tell me what you know.
But first, come with me.
And he'll hold the wrench. Okay. And he'll go with Dunsborough.
Now, the first thing to understand, Dr. Ernest, is that the creature wears many masks. And that's where we're in tonight's episode of Call of Cthulhu. Masks of Nyarlathotep. Oh boy, this was a sanity. I don't know. It was a desert of sanity. There's none of it left for some of us, and a whole lot lost. Oh my god, I can't believe Don rolled a 19 on a D20 today. Oh, that was bad, but so good! At the same time, it's the mindfuck that this Masks of Nyarlathotep continues. Oh boy, we've got another game coming up here in a few minutes' time, which is Adventures in Middle-earth, in which we are fighting off against a horde of goblins and trying to save a hobbit in the doing so. But man, let's unwind for a minute here of today's insanity. Lindy, how was that tonight for you and Catherine?
We were all losing sanity like water through a fire hose. That was... Whew. Wow. That was just a lot, and just wow, and wow. Not much more I could say at that. I did like the Doctor and Catherine just bickering for like a whole hour. I thought that was kind of funny. But overall, in all, just a lot of stuff was dumped on us today, and it's gonna take me a while to process that and think about things before the next game, which I'm sure will all be fine. But you can find me online, losing sanity, IRL at LaughLaughlIndie on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, because I play and DM a lot of games. Thankfully, I get to steal player sanity on Tuesday. Call of Cthulhu is right here on this channel too, so that's fun.
Fantastic. Tom, how was that tonight for you and the doc?
Yeah, that was really good. That was really good. I really enjoyed it. As you said, the sanity loss, we're just taking an absolute pounding. Yes, Doctor is still hanging in there. He is still hanging in there. I mean, he's at 38. He took quite a big one to hear, but he's still in there. And yeah. I mean, he's not completely given up. He's been awkward. The Doctor's been awkward this entire thing, and I feel it's right to continue with the awkwardness by, no, I'm not going to put that on my head. No, are you crazy? No, I'm not doing that. So, and he does want to know what the hell's going on. He's not going to survive. Mind you, I don't think any of us are going to survive. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it leads. Yeah. It'll be great for next week. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yes, and as the lower the sanity gets, the more bizarre and unbelievable the things that you start to see out. Which is one of my favorite things about Call of Cthulhu. It's like you just start throwing huge, massive, random fuck bullshit at you, and you're like, oh yeah, this is fine now. We don't give a shit. We're like, I'm all out of sanity, which is what happened to Koskov today. Pruitt, how was that tonight for you and Kos?
Well, this isn't my first crazy rodeo, so it'll be interesting to see how much further and how exactly Koskov will break, and if he breaks anything on the way to said breaking. I'm sure at least one more thing, probably. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, as we plumb the depths of this insane story, oh God. I just want to mirror Lindy's nonsensical comments. When the life starts reflecting the art and the game, it's ugh. I mean, you're near the end of a Call of Cthulhu game when you can't even talk about it really. So I can't wait to see where how this all shakes out, and if anyone is left with any semblance of a life left after this. I hope it's the Doctor, and I hope he gets arrested when he gets back to England. But until then, I'm Pruitt. I'm one half of WebDM. We have our videos every Wednesday. We have games Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday on Twitch. Check them out. Now that it's announced, it's going to be in a little Dread game coming up here on Encounter Roleplay. I can't wait to be the law in that. I'll tell you that much right now. I might have ordered something stupid off of Amazon. That's all I'm saying.
Don, how's that tonight for you and Tennessee? Oh boy, 8 Sani.
I'm fine. No, it was great. I love the end of a Call of Cthulhu campaign, and like Pruitt said, we've done this before. We have enjoyed the bottom of the barrel of sanity before, but it does feel like the tone of this story, even though we did masks before, this is totally different. There's just something a little bit different about the end of this story, how it's kind of all come together, and I'm really enjoying the story. The NPCs, the Nyarlathotep, super cool that he keeps popping up with all these different faces, and in each one of them, each NPC is awful, and I love it. Tennessee had a rough day, pretty rough day. We'll see. I don't even know who he is anymore, so I have a week to figure that out, and we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, you can find me online at Donathan Fry on Twitter. I do other games, write, and share all my projects up there. So if you follow me, hopefully you'll find something you like.
Absolutely. Yeah, this run of masks, we've gone full Yiffian, which is absolute alien mindfuck zone where they actually have a play around in your brains, which is a lot of fun, especially for them. They have a great time doing it. And then they lock them up in little cylinder boxes, and then your brain is in a little box for some reason. Who fucking knows? But yeah, we'll get more into that, I'm sure, next week as we explore the great city of the great race of the Yif and all the stuff they've been up to for the past 100 million years. But yeah, we're going to head into Adventures in Middle-earth next week. I guess might be our penultimate episode of Masks, because we're heading right towards the rocket-propelled finale. But until next time, my friends, try not to drop too many net ones. We want to be there laughing when you do. Good night, everyone. Bye.